and the wife. I didn't know them, and they had the 3 children.
Right.
And so they got into a couple of fights. I didn't know them. Helen knew them,
Okay.
basically. And so we had the house over there, and it was livable if you added a couple of little pieces of stuff here. Now it is. Well, maybe it is, maybe not. Maybe they didn't, but before I took a lot of shit out of it. But anyway, it ended up that we put them in there, and she couldn't afford it running the street, so we let us live in there. Then he come back again. Well, a boyfriend of hers come in,
Right.
and he lived in. I didn't know him, but I met him. I mean,
Right.
around the place. And then finally, they lived there for what? Jesus Christ, 4 or 5 years? Huh?
I don't remember. It wasn't that long.
Had to be over 3 years, I know.
I think it was a couple of years.
Then she got going with another guy. He'd come in and stay in the garage. But there was no room in the house. The house had 3 parts in it yet. It was no complete, but and the front back of it was some boards were sticking out of the floor. So but you could live in it.
Right.
In fact, you and your mom and your dad lived in the damn place.
Yeah, 20 years before that.
Yeah, and had about 20 of his buddies in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever he could find in there. They all come in there by the door. Of course, I got around that one time. I had David was paying for the thing, but he didn't know that. I mean, he was paying down at the store that we knew the guys to take it to pay for the house, and he didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. The bank.
Huh?
The bank.
Well, he paid it. Well, he paid at the bank. See.
Right.
But it was the other place that gosh, I forget it now.
But you didn't want him to know that you bought the house.
Oh yeah, but it was oh yeah, but it was ours.
But you didn't want David to know that.
Right.
Because if he found out.
Yeah, that's correct. He most probably used it. The guy across the street over there, he used to come in there. Finally, he had about 5, 6 kids living with David, you know, in the house.
So when David found out that you bought the house, he stopped paying rent.
Well, that's when you guys moved out of there, I mean, right? Yeah.
Well, when did you buy the house?
Oh, I bought the house before, let's see.
We moved out of it in 1981.
Well, then you and your family lived in it then first.
Yeah, so my mom, my dad, and myself, we lived in there.
Yeah, but you weren't born there.
No, I wasn't born there.
So how did you get in there then? Well, through Helen, actually.
I
took care of the house. I never had nothing to do with the...
I don't know how they got it rented. I know that it was $135 a month.
Who was paying?
David and Kathy, but then when they found out that you bought the house, they stopped paying the $135.
Something like that. Well, Helen did that. I mean,
right, but you had them just paying the bank.
something. Well, yeah, they lived in that. You guys lived in there for a long time. For free. I mean, for no pay. Well, we had a deal going that we paid the bank so much for the money, and then we gave it to what's her name?
Who?
Your mom.
What do you?
Your mother.
I know, but what do you paid the bank?
They took care of the money, but she was the one that got that we paid the bank.
Right.
And the money then, she'd give it to us, but Dave didn't know anything about.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the exact thing, but Helen took care of all of that.